Am I the jerk for saying dishwashing is unskilled labor? Posted by you/infinite_low_110. I've been seeing this girl for 3 months, and I'm pretty into her. She's a professional chef, hot and basically a badass. She smokes pot and drinks a lot more than I do, but other than that, I have no complaints. She's very assertive because she has to be in her line of work, and luckily, I'm into that, if you know what I mean. She works at an upscale bar, hence the drinking, where the food is really important. She's super talented, and her dishes get written up in our local media, which is so cool. It feels a bit like dating a celebrity when we go out because she seems to know all the industry people, and we get free drinks and stuff. The problem came up when she was complaining about her job, which she does a lot. She says her boss is unsupportive and won't hire more help for the kitchen. Right now, she does almost everything herself, so her hours are crazy long, and she's stressed all the time. I agree that it doesn't make sense to be so short-staffed because the bar always seems busy, and they make good money. The owner is an old-school boomer guy who thinks she's overreacting, or so she says. I don't like feeling helpless when she complains about work, so I offered to help wash dishes one night so she wouldn't have to work until 3 a.m., and we could go out. I made a lot of money in tech and retired early, so I have some time on my hands. She looked surprised, laughed, and said, "Thank you for the offer." I was kind of hoping she would turn me down, but the way she said it felt a little patronizing, so I pressed a bit. She went into professional mode and asked if I'd ever washed dishes before. I said yes, obviously, but not in a restaurant or anything. Then she looked really annoyed and asked why I thought I could just jump in and wash dishes without any experience. I laughed at this and said anyone could wash dishes, teenagers do it as their first job. She got offended and said I didn't understand the realities of kitchen work because it's not easy, and dishwashers are the most important people in the restaurant. I thought that was a huge exaggeration. I worked at a Wendy's in high school, and it's the same damn skill set. What she does is skilled, but washing dishes is not skilled labor. She said, "There's no such thing as unskilled labor, and I'd take you up on your offer if I thought you wouldn't mess up service." I thought that was really rude and misguided. No such thing as unskilled labor. Are you kidding me? And told her so. She told me I was condescending and presumptuous and that she gets enough of that from her boss. The date was awkward for a while until she smiled and changed the subject, but now I can't stop wondering if her boss doesn't have a point about her overreacting. Am I the jerk? Relevant comments. Commenter. You're the jerk. Why not offer to cook or mix drinks, etc.? You picked dishwashing because you saw it as the lowest form of labor that she does, so it's understandable that she would be offended if she believes that's untrue. You've never worked in the type of establishment she works in, so how do you know it's easy and unskilled? Maybe she had a problem with your attitude because you acted like you knew more about her line of work than she did. Ops response. I didn't pick it. She was complaining that she needed a dishwasher, so I thought I could help for one night. I wouldn't offer to cook or bartend because those are skills that require education and training. Maybe the pace of washing dishes in a bar would be a lot, but my biggest problem is her saying there's no such thing as unskilled labor. It's ridiculous enough that I'm starting to doubt other things she says. Commenter 2. You can't just waltz into a job position for a night. Ops response. Actually, this is almost verbatim what she said when she called me presumptuous. I get it. Commenter 3. Not the jerk. My first job was washing dishes in a big restaurant. It takes some skill, as does walking, but mostly it requires conscientiousness, actually caring whether the dishes turn out clean, showing up on time, etc. Commenter 3 edit. LOL at the downvotes. You all know that the phrase unskilled labor does not mean labor that requires no skill, as there is no such thing. It means among common jobs one can be employed for, it requires relatively little specialized skill. If 14-year-old me, who had never had a job before, could walk in and start doing the job with a few minutes of explanation, it qualifies as unskilled labor. Ops response. This is what I'm saying, I get that it's hard work, but some help is better than none, or so I thought. Update same day. After reading through some more comments, I started to worry that I had really screwed things up, and I didn't want to wait until tonight to apologize. She didn't text me this morning to confirm our date like she usually does, and I had a bad feeling. I reached out and apologized for mansplaining something she obviously knew more about and explained that I was hurt by her patronizing response to my offer to help. She apologized and thanked me again for the offer, explaining that she thought I was joking and never would have reacted that way if she had known I was being sincere. She apologized for complaining so much and explained that it wasn't always a crisis situation, but the bar has doubled its business in the last year, and now she's burning out. The situation with her boss is stressing her out even more than anything. She's approached him several times, but he keeps brushing her off. It's almost hard to believe a business owner could be so in denial, but I feel really bad that I reminded her of him. I asked if we could talk about the skilled versus unskilled labor argument tonight, and she said, "Is it okay if we don't?" Things were going so well. I'm kind of frustrated by this because she made such a big deal out of it, but I'll respect her wishes. Second update same day. This has been a lively discussion and not how I expected to spend my day. I appreciate all the information about dishwashing and the support from people who saw my perspective. I got some really kind DMs, and some weird ones. For everyone who said you're the jerk, you'll be glad to know she broke up with me. Yeah, I was the jerk on purpose at the end there, but it was cathartic, and I think you'll agree she had it coming. Enjoy this absurdity. Her, I have to cancel tonight. I'm sorry for the short notice. I don't feel up to going out. Me, this is because of the labor thing, isn't it? I'm sorry for asking so many questions. I really want to understand you better. Her, no, it's because you think it's about that. You keep demonstrating that you're not listening to me. We clearly have communication issues, and it shouldn't be this hard to understand each other at this stage. That's no one's fault. Me, we don't have communication issues. You just don't like to explain your assertions after you get called out on them. You need to understand that when you call someone incompetent, you're going to have to back it up. So you're not just canceling dinner, this is a breakup. I thought you could have held out a little longer to tell me in person. That would have been the decent thing to do. Her, I never said you were incompetent or even implied it. You're putting words in my mouth. You interrogate me and won't listen to my answers. You assume the worst interpretation of everything I say. Look, I'm sorry. I thought this was the best way to do this, and I'm sorry if I was wrong. I figured it's only been a couple of months, and I didn't want to make you drive all the way from X. We could still meet up if you want to talk. Me, you implied it. I mean, I thought you would have held out for one more free dinner. Blocked and good riddance. Relevant comments. Commenter. It seems like you actually despise your now ex. I'm glad she broke up with you. Next time, maybe you should actually like the person you are with. Ops response. I don't despise her. I'm angry, and I have a right to be. She looks down on white-collar workers and resorted to insults and name-calling when we disagreed. I still respect her, but she didn't treat me well. Commenter 2. You're the jerk. Judging by your snarky response, thinking she would have held out for one more free dinner, no, you do not respect her. You claim she looks down on white-collar workers, but the reality is the opposite. You look down on the blue-collar job of washing dishes as something anybody could do and refuse to listen to any explanation as to why you were wrong, just as you accused her of doing. Your projection here is absolutely insane, and you are beyond the jerk in this situation. Ops response. As I did in the original conversation, as many people have pointed out, I only gave her what she gave me. If she is a jerk to me, of course, I'm going to be a jerk to her. I'm not proud of myself, but it did feel good to dish it back, so to speak. Commenter 3. People keep explaining their position, and yet you keep pretending they don't exist, saying things like, if only the you're the jerks had a stronger majority. That's why people are lashing out. It's frustrating to be asked for your opinion, give it, and then be ignored multiple times. Ops response. I didn't ignore anyone, I just disagree. It sounds like her kitchen is an especially bad place to be a dishwasher, and I should have been more enthusiastic in my offer, but I'm far from convinced that I was the jerk for offering help or for believing that unskilled labor exists.